Hey guys, welcome. We must have a super full Pisces blue moon because I'm already emotional, crying. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, have some scribed information. We're gonna start off today with scribed info. We are in the time of the light feminine versus the dark feminine, but the answer is always love. We're gonna end like there's conflict. We're gonna end conflict. We're gonna end separation. Okay, so right now we're in a time of everything being clouded in dark, foggy mystery to create with, as Pisces is the sign of duality, and this is going to help us with wholeness. Pisces is the sign of duality and knows how to create with the lower octaves in the world to restore balance. And this is connected to fantasy with God and fantasy with the devil. And we know we've had a sacred, lustful experience, and we found love in the cup of lust, restoring balance. So we're working, we know, the lower vibe, the lower world, and Venus is now gone direct, left the underworld. So we're healing from escaping from addictions through feelings. And we're going to use creation, through creation of the arts. And what is creation but art? That is art. So invite the inner child. We're going to invite the inner child in. This is going to help us to restore our mood and elevate by healing from our moodiness. Thank you. We're working with the zodiac's gutter ball, and this is referring to the fog, reveries, and mysteries. We're working with the 12th house. And this has something to do with a deeper connection to life, the divine, and the unknown, which is God. So remember, the devil's in the details. That's the ego. I have to, this is sort of, no. We get lost in creation. We get lost in the present moment. And we get comfortable and excited with the unknown. That's God. We're going to laser focus on the animals right now. There's a laser focus and connection to the animals and working with animals. And our dreams. And there's a direct correlation to that right now, and our happiness. So we know Pisces communicates with the animals and is the oldest sign and closest to God. There's like a saying in the zodiac that Aries we know is the baby and Pisces is the oldest, and you know that the two fish coming together to show the dualities of the world, the positive, the negative, and the dark and the light coming together. But that fish has swum upstream and turned into the dragon, and now is going home to God. And you know, once you make it there, there's a saying that you get to decide if you want to stay with God or come back to be born anew. And what this is connected to is, we know, the light feminine versus the dark feminine. This was the cleansing of the matter, the cleansing of the toxic feminine right here. And this is healing from rage. This is healing from wrath. And remember, masculine, you have feminine within you. Feminine, you have masculine within you. We're all doing this as one. We're all doing this together. And what ended up happening here is we went from this space to this space. 7 of Cups. Seeing through our illusions and picking the cup. There's a direct connection to the cup. And then the 9 of Wands, force. But one staff is picked, one wand is picked in order to rest, in order to connect with the feminine. There's a connection with the feminine here. It has to do with the time we're in. We know we're in the time of expanding consciousness. Check out our last reading. We're going to get into that in a second here. This was spectacular to see that this card was connected to the lunar eclipse, and we got that activation. So we're in the time of our great revolution. And for those of you that joined in, the 10 of Swords is still missing. The 10 of Swords is still missing. That's because we're in the time of ending addiction, but through the mind. It's all through the mind. Remember, what we focus on grows, and this is very important. So this is the key. We're going to look at the negative. We're going to face the negative. We're not going to run from the negative. We're going to face the negative. We're going to find the positive within the negative and shapeshift with it. We're going to focus on the positive, become the positive, thus becoming whole and shapeshifting and expanding. We're not staying here. We need to get out of the mind. We need to get out of that loop. We need to get out of having it all figured out. We need to get back into creation with the inner child and God. And what do we want to do? What does your inner child want to do? Does it want to laugh, paint, be silly, right? I don't know. Go play hopscotch. Well, like what? Do you know how old I am now? Do you know how old? You know, hula hoop. What does it want to do? But this is something to do with creation, and it really feels like getting back to arts and crafts. Like we're gonna make something. We're gonna make something, and this is going to help us get out of the mind. And remember, we need to change our perception. Wherever we have, this has to do with the perception of the child. We need the child, okay? So we're expanding our consciousness with water spirit manifesting dreams. And this has to do with, we're working on our blueprints here again with the 10 of Cups. We're having a revision of it. This is connected to renewal, reunion, union, and karmic board clearing. So there's a connection right now to the 9 of Cups. I trust in the flow of life, and this is wish fulfillment, where we create happiness from sadness and death. I let go and embrace new beginnings. And look at, from the underworld, the seed is planted, and then there's an activation, and we expand. And it is connected to the 9 of Wands, right? Endurance. We've restored balance here. We're going to hit our mark and hit our aim. We're working with the sun and the moon. We're balanced. 4 wands here, 4 wands here, and 1 wand. So this is for healing with force. We're not in sloth. We're not feeling like we want to be in sloth. We want to move. We want to create. We want to hit our mark and hit our aim with force. And this has to do with healing from separation and the devil. And remember, calculating karma, breaking the bonds. And we received this message last time we met up for Mercury going retrograde and the reinvention of ourselves and Virgo season, where we're expanding and building our 10 of Pentacles, connection to our 10 of Cups, our divine inheritance, our birthright. We have to believe in ourselves, in our heart, get out of the mind of duality and go into the singular mind of the heart. And we know that this is working with the warrior. And this has to do with Anunnaki light codes, energetic shift, new information, and end of a cycle. And these readings are all linked down below if you haven't checked them out yet. We're working with the sun, happiness, and the eternal child. We need this archetype. This archetype, it's so laser focused. Like we need to laser focus on this archetype as well as the animals. And get back into play. And like this is where you pretend that you're not an adult for a minute. You're not an adult with all these worries and all these problems and how am I gonna pay my bills and I gotta eat it, I gotta cook dinner, I gotta get here, I gotta get there. No. What does the inner child want? And we can get into meditation and prayer and slow it down and go within and ask that inner child, what do you want to do today? Because we have to be in the energy of what we're creating. And right now we're creating our dreams, joy. But we need our perspective to change. That's why we need the inner child. We need our perspective to change because this is going to allow us to heal from victim mentality. And there is a direct connection right now to the Prince of Hearts, the Knight of Hearts. Okay, like love being returned because it was let go in order to expand and coming back. And there's a transformation being honored here. I, of course, found this when I was out on my walk, and I had been getting all kinds of signs that from the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups returning, love returning home. We're going to find out what that means. We're going to find out what that means. Of course we are. All right, let's expand off this. Where are we going? Let me just make sure all these cards are here in case we need to get back to it. Get back to it. Okay, I feel like we need to start with our dreams. Let's start with our dreams. This is Pisces. Okay. Let me make sure I got the cards all right. Let me make sure. Okay. I'm so excited. I've been spending so much time with this moon as sun sign in Pisces, and I am really looking forward to this moon. Wow. Ooh, guys, there's a card. This is how this works around here. There's a card here. One day I'm going to take 2 days and put all the cards back to where they go. But this is how channel messages happen. This is how these messages happen. This is how we meet up here. This is how. No, God is here. Thank you. Guys, I gotta just say, I gotta take a pause for a cause. I'll be cliche for a second here. Spoken about Max, our dog here, passing over. We have Biscuit, but our dog here passing over. And passed over right before Lionsgate. And we know that we got that at Lionsgate, like we talked about, or at the activation card of the key to success. And there was the 2 dogs. And one dog had the key, was part of the plant with the 2 people and the Stargate opening up. And the other dog still had the key. Well, one of the things, like every time like we get ready over here and we sit down to meet, I always knew God was here because Max would start drinking right before the reading. He would start drinking his water. And I was sitting down here to get here today, and I was like, you know, God, how will I know you're here? Max isn't here to drink the water. And then Biscuit went right over here and drank the water right beside me. And that is the beautiful thing about this world. That is the beautiful thing about being connected and understanding life. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for everything. All right, what's happening? That's way too much happening. This is way too much, and it's my energy. Yeah, slow down. I've been dealing with a lot of, you know, rage myself, and the light versus the dark, and it is the balance between both. And that demon, we all have a demon and we all have an angel. That demon needs love. That's the answer. That's the key. Feed it love. And sometimes love is a boundary. And sometimes love is going without. And sometimes love is emptying yourself in order to be filled back up. And sometimes love is not having that drink or that other drink or the smoke or the cookie or the piece of pie. And I hate to be like, guys, I know. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm right there with you. Trust me. I just went on a 7-day fast. And I am only eating certain foods right now, and I just want to eat everything. I want to eat everything and nothing at the same time. Because, you know, right, let's go back and let's just go fast again, right? That's where the extremist in me comes out. I have to come back a little bit here. But, you know, then I just want it all. Like, I just want to eat everything right now just to remember what it tastes like. Even though I know if I did, I would feel off. Okay, of course, communication. We're working with a communication. Mercury is gone retrograde. Celebrations, that's right. And we're in the time of celebrating. We talked about this last time we met up. On the last reading, we were talking about celebration 3 times. So, celebrations, social occasions. Are you concerned about commitment? Do you have fears around social situations? Would you like to break free from the repressed you? Remember, this is about a new us. We're birthing a new us. That's why death is here. Remember, we need Scorpio. We need a transmutation of ourselves. We're birthing a new self. Check that out. Okay? And it's with communication. What are you having difficulty communicating? Do you feel emotionally disconnected? What is not working smoothly in your life? We know what is not working for us is showing us what is, and it's connection. We are all connected by a universal sea of energy. All that you think and do will have an effect on the world. Reach out and connect with the world around you through love. So remember, we're having a connection through love, but this has to do with healing from what we possess, our possessions. We have to let go of something, and remember, we have to set it free so it comes back to us. But it is coming back to us. It's coming back to us. And as that happens, we birth a new self. But it is connected to the Five of Pentacles. Okay? But here, look, the light is on. We've gone within. We even hear the light is on. No matter where we are, the light is on. And we're trying to grow something, and we need to have a little bit of patience here. But it's going to work out. This is going to work out. We need to have trust and faith. We need to have trust and faith. So, possessions. Do you need to redefine what you value? What is the cost of your loss? What are some changes that are causing you to feel undervalued? Because remember, this is about our worth. And there it is, relationships. New partnerships are coming your way. Reassess present relationships and leave behind those who do not support you. Be clear what you are committing to. And this has to do with karmic board clearing. You know, we're in a time of relationships ending that are not, not coming with us to our next level. We're also in a time of like current relationships, they're just having a death of their old way of being and a birth of a new. They're having a metamorphosis. They're going to the next level. So, and if you are being afraid right now that you are about to lose your partner, there's something you need to see within that. Because remember, if you're here as a starseed twin flame, you cannot lose your twin because you cannot lose yourself. So you have to, laser focus on them and changing them. We laser focus on ourselves. And we detach. And this is where we heal from codependency. And that the devil can't keep us in separation through our desires for love and one another. We detach, we heal from abandonment, we heal from separation, we heal from betrayal, we heal childhood trauma and wounding. We're doing this with ourselves and with God. But it doesn't mean we're still not connected. It doesn't mean we're still not one. And this has something to do with sex. Do you feel disconnected from yourself and others? What do you need to feel more loving? Do you feel your needs are not being met? And this has to do with the sacred experience of lust here. Wherever that went. It's somewhere around here. We saw it. Remember, so temptation is here. We're going to be tempted. Remember, we're on a new journey. We've had a new beginning with grace to be initiated as what we came here to do on mission work. And look at that. Inner child's been activated there. And we know with reflection, the reflection of our true self, our hearts from within to without, and this restores connection. So, let's see what's being activated here. I feel called to go to the Druid Plant Oracle because we're in Virgo season. So what are we growing? We're growing something here. And then we're going to speak to La Luna. Okay. This has to do with our worth and our confidence. There it is. Heather. All right. It's so beautiful. And there's a bee. And we know that the bees are connected to the twin flame journey. Why? Because bees take the negatives and think about the vibration of the negatives. And they take that and turn it into the sweet nectars of life through love and their dedication to their work. Heather, where are you? Heather. There we are. Okay. Ooh. Luck. Celebration. There it is again. Community. But we're healing lower vibe, feeling alienated, and a yearning to belong. Here, guys, let me put this. Now, make sure there's no glare. So you're here. You'll make sure you see it good. Wait, here. How are you there? Heather is an extremely hardy shrub, indigenous of most Europe and Asia Minor, growing well in very wet and dry areas. Heather honey is so delicious that some beekeepers transport their hives to the moors each summer to harvest the flowers. Heather, like clover, is considered to be highly auspicious and a bringer of good fortune. Connection to her 10 of Pentacles. A major celebration may be imminent, or the time may have come for you to start celebrating all that is best in your life. Heather symbolizes the power and joy of community, and much of our pleasures and pains result from living together. We spend much of our time thinking about the difficult aspects of relationships and our life, to try to make sense of them. But try thinking about your life with a different focus. Spend time dwelling on all the positive aspects of the people you know and have known. Then do the same for your family and community. So we're becoming more aware of the communities we live in. We're getting involved, actively involved. Perhaps you're contemplating a change in your relationship towards them. So remember, it's not always just about like, are we losing our relationships? We really need to heal from that. We really need to heal from, are we losing our relationships? All right, guys, we're going to head on over into part 2, and we're going to get a message from La Luna. I'll see you there.